So today we're going to talk about the emergency management field. You're probably not sure what emergency management is or what it even entails, but first I'm going to be talking about a little bit about my background and experience working in the field, and then I'll transfer over to emergency management, why we need it, and why it's so important. So I've been in 22 years of professional and leadership experience in emergency management, security management, emergency services, disaster recovery, and homeland security within the private and government sectors. My experience includes managing non-nuclear, nuclear, and underground emergency preparedness programs, multi-jurisdictional drill and exercise programs, hazard identification and analysis, emergency response and organization, and physical security on behalf of the Department of Energy. My diverse set of nuclear experience is derived from the Nevada National Security Site, Waste Isolation Pilot Plant, and Los Alamos National Laboratory. I currently serve in a senior level management position at the Division Leader for Security and Emergency Operations Division in Los Alamos National Laboratory. I'm responsible for all aspects of emergency preparedness, emergency operations, emergency response, wildland fire management, and deployed security programs. So what is emergency management? Emergency management is the managerial function charged with creating the framework within communities, reducing vulnerability to hazards and cope with disasters. The vision is to promote a safer, less vulnerable communities with the capacity to cope with the hazards and the disasters. These will include natural disasters, tornadoes, hurricanes, wildfires, and man-made disasters, which are mostly terrorism. So you can see why it would be important. There are many different fields that you can use your emergency management degree in: private sector, state, local, and federal governments. Terrorism is at the top of this list. Terrorism has been ongoing since the beginning of time, essentially. And there is a war on terrorism, but prevention and preparedness is our weapon. Terrorists are smarter than they used to be. They're more well-trained, they're more violent, they can get their hands on weapons of mass destruction, chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear, and they're well-financed. And they have a global outreach. They send their training manuals via the internet now. So the 4 phases that are incorporated with emergency management is preparedness, mitigation, response, and recovery. Preparedness is a continuous cycle. Planning, exercising, organizing, analyzing, and it goes on and on. So this is all an effective coordination of an incident response. Mitigation is the effort to reduce loss of life and property by lessening the impact of disaster. So analyzing buildings, seeing what can be changed so if there was something were to happen, the structure wouldn't fall down and millions of dollars wouldn't be lost. Response is the action to be carried out immediately before, during, and after an incident. They're aimed at saving lives, reducing economic losses, and alleviating suffering. This phase is the mobilization of necessary emergency services and first responders. Recovery efforts are primarily concerned with the actions that involve rebuilding the destroyed property, reemployment, and the repair of essential infrastructure. The goal of recovery is to return the community back to normal. So recovery essentially begins right after the emergency or disaster. So every day is going to be a little bit different depending on the events or activities that you have going on. Most days are going to consist of ensuring readiness of emergency systems and facilities such as the Emergency Operations Center, tracking and monitoring international travelers for safety and security, time urgent emergency notifications, and participation in threat working groups. They also do the proactive measures of upcoming severe weather. But it could be as simple as also just making phone calls and being in meetings. But emergency management is evolving. Information is always being updated, plans and procedures are constantly being reviewed. So think about what you've learned today and look into emergency management, your emergency management local website. You'd be surprised at the information that you never knew was there.